Yo, what's going on, y'all? I want to thank you if you're tuning in. I'm your host, Paco. You're listening to Occupy the Media. Just came across this article right here. Ron Paul about Idaho's grassroots efforts to dump Mitt Romney. I think Idaho's crying now. We were talking about Iowa crying like a little baby, that they're getting kicked out. What's this? This is at KMVT News. I think it's local news. Let's see. Lake Jackson, Texas. It's not our idea. That's what Ron Paul is saying about what he is calling isolated instances of grassroots activists in Idaho working toward a hostile takeover of the GOP. The effort is wanting to reverse Mitt Romney's first-place finish in the Gem State's inaugural Republican Party caucus. Below, please find comments from National Campaign Manager John Tate. Quote, recent reports in the Idaho Statesman misrepresent the Ron Paul 2012 campaign's involvement in the Idaho's Republican precinct captain races that follow Mitt Romney's first place showing in the state's inaugural caucus that took place on March 6. Quote, the Ron Paul campaign's delegate attainment strategy being implemented nationally at party processes that follow so-called beauty contests is not and has never been meant to somehow rewrite the outcome of past nominating contests. Quote, in Idaho, isolated instances of grassroots activists working toward an ostensible hostile takeover of the GOP are not sanctioned by the Ron Paul national campaign. Quote, the national campaign strategy is to obtain and send delegates to the Republican National Convention in Tampa is an effort to keep supporters involved in the many stages of delegate selection that follow caucuses. Guidance given to supporters in caucus states like Maine and Nevada has always been in the spirit of inclusion, even when the opposition might have made exclusionary statements against Paul supporters. Most Ron Paul supporters carry his message of constitutionally limited government and the restoration of civil and economic liberties quite ably, and we thank them. The addition of this new thinking, which is rooted in traditional Republican ideology, injects healthy thought into existing Republican organizations and is already inspiring Dr. Paul's fellow Republicans to embrace this message of core republicanism. Let's see here. The end game of those who responsibly represent Dr. Paul's winning message is to strengthen and expand the Republican Party so that it is better equipped to curtail Washington intrusion into the economy and our daily lives and to prepare the party for a resounding defeat of incumbent President Barack Obama. These are values that all Republicans can share, and our hope has always been to have our involvement be viewed as a sort of olive branch to Republicans who are occupants of what party members often refer to as a big tent. Therefore, the campaign condemns efforts to expand its influence in the Republican Party in Idaho and beyond when these activities are couched as vengeful, underhanded, or markedly distasteful. So, yeah, man, we're following by the rules. We're doing what it says. They're just upset. They're just mad. They're trying to scare us into to stop doing this. Better play nice. You guys better stop. Stop taking over. Stop firing us and taking over our jobs now. You don't do your job, you lose it. You got to be sent out. You got to be, someone needs to take your place. Point blank, simple as that. All right, so I told you that we were going to jump into this clip here from local news, Miami. Let me see, was there anything else that I came across? Okay. Now let's go ahead and play that real quick. Now this is about the military exercises being done in the middle of the night over Miami.
Maybe you heard it, maybe you saw it. I did. A lot of you on Facebook and Twitter said you did too. Lights and sounds booming through the darkness of night in parts of South Florida. The noise that is leaving many of us sleepless in the city.
Well, tonight we're showing you exactly what it was and what was going on. The Night Team's Mike Morris is live in Coconut Grove with the story. Mike?
Lynn, so the U.S. Department of Defense says it gave some notice to people in this area near Miami City Hall. A lot of those people include tourists that were down here visiting. So just imagine you sort of come down to South Florida, want to relax, nestle into your bed, and just after you click off 7 News at 11, this happens. It's like a scene out of an overseas military mission, but this is Coconut Grove.
We saw like flashes and shooting, and they like the Black Hawk had like a Gatling gun in the front, and you could hear it open up and fire off. And
For Art Tomczak, the 3-day U.S. military training exercise with Miami police added entertainment to his trip from Buffalo, New York.
we got a thing in our room that said that they were going to have maneuvers, but I figured it would be like the next day or something like that, but not in the middle of the night.
But witnesses say the training soared in the skies over Coconut Grove overnight.
All of a sudden I hear the zoom, zoom, and I go, oh, airplanes. I wonder how close we are to airport.
The simulation's so real, unknowing witnesses blew up social media, like Carlos, who tweeted, "What's up with all the planes and the big black helicopter flying over Miami? Feels like a Abbottabad." He's referring to the site of the deadly raid on Osama bin Laden in Pakistan last year. Some people even called 911.
A lot of people have called in a panic. It's no need to panic.
Similar training lit up the skies over Brickell last year. This time, it happened near Miami City Hall. Not so good if you're trying to sleep, but a bonus to tourists like Art heading back to Buffalo with yet another South Florida story.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool story. Yeah, my son will get a kick out of it. That's for sure.
So as Art makes his way back up to New York, the U.S. Department of Defense here and Miami police say at least this particular training exercise is now complete. So South Florida, sleep tight. Live in Coconut Grove, Mike.
Yeah, it's now complete. Sleep tight. It's okay. Thank you for your cooperation. We'll be back. We'll be back to do it again when it's done for real. People, man, they need to. People need to rise up over this, man. This is getting crazy. I'm telling you. Before you know it, you know they're doing it every once in a while in different cities all over the country. Before you know it, they're going to announce that they're going to do it once every 6 months or once every week. You know, and then it's going to be for real. You know, and then there might be some terror threat in the middle at the same day that goes on. So then something else happens, and now they're evacuating people out of buildings, or you know they're slowly getting you used to the process of what people in Pakistan deal with and people in Iraq and Afghanistan see and hear and deal with on a regular basis. It's amazing. The local news is acting like it's nothing. Then they're interviewing the guy. Of course, they're going to play the guy who gives them what they want. He thinks it's cool. It's something to talk about. It's a nice story. You know, I feel bad for people like that who just don't understand, don't get the bigger picture of what it is that's really going on out here, man, and what it is that they're really preparing to do to us. And they can call us crazies and nut jobs and all, but the evidence is clear as day. And so if you don't want to see it, it's one thing if you're not looking for it and you don't see it. That's why you don't know. But if you know what's going on and you're still in denial, that's just basically what it is. It's denial. What else do we have going on here? I wanted to jump to the reality check, but I think, we're about to go to a break here in a couple minutes, so I'll wait till after the break for that. New reality check out. I think it was just out yesterday. I think also on RT, Russia Today, there was something about Ron Paul. I got to pull that up, find that one for you guys. And let's see here. Go back through. Where is it at? Let's see here. Ron Paul's presidential campaign was ruined by the Paul bots. And this is supposedly written by a Ron Paul supporter. So, anyways, I'll probably get into that after the break, but just be aware that we need to be open-minded about this, that those of us that are getting involved in activists, we got to understand that there are going to be agents, there are going to be infiltrators, there are going to be people that's claiming they're for Ron Paul, and they might even seem like nothing's wrong with them at first. But we have to expose them. We cannot let them defeat us and divide us. Anyways, we'll be back. I'm Paco, your host. You're listening to Occupy the Media.
Hi, I'm Dana, and